We are experiencing hot days for the last 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
I saw in the field the damage week after week are growing exponential. Because of that, because the temperatures are rising very fast because of the season that we are, but we are not seeing any kind of rain. So the stress of the plant is getting higher.
Map It Forward is starting a monthly online video discussion group for serious people in the coffee industry for just $20 a month. If you're looking for a place to connect with other individuals and explore a wide variety of topics about the challenges and solutions needed to navigate the many layers of the coffee crisis, this is for you. This space is a new feature for our top tier patrons in our Patreon community. Who are the kinds of people who are already signed up to be a part of this group? Think of the people who are guests on this podcast, and that should give you an idea of the caliber of what to expect. This is not a panel discussion. This is a direct, open discussion group facilitated by me. A great place to network, a great place to explore ideas, a great place to come up with solutions. To join this supportive and engaging monthly online meetup, head to patreon.com/mapitforward and choose the $20 tier. For details, check the show notes. Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro by Map It Forward, friends. I'm your host, Lee Safar, and this is episode 3 of an awesome 5-part series with coffee agronomist Jonas from Brazil. We are talking about what's currently going on with the coffee harvest in Brazil. In the last episode, we talked about the harvest that has just wrapped up. It wrapped up early, the 2025 harvest. But there are some things that are going on in Brazil that are going to tell us about the 2026 harvest, Jonas. So where are we at right now with regards to the 2026 harvest? What place are we at in it?
What we know for now, it's the coffee is not in a good shape after harvesting because of many issues that we had this season, like drought, cold mass, because one thing that I like to say, it's not because we do not have frost. The low temperatures impact the coffee plant in another ways that we already understand in the last 50 years of studies with the disease and the way the plants behaves to spend energy to resist to the stress, no matter if it's hot or cold. Of course, hot, it's worst, but cold is still a way that plant needs to do something to survive. And after the season, we saw a plant with a lot of stress. We have some blooming in some areas, but it's still not the blooming that world are expecting, because we need that rain that still not come to the Arabicas area to see the season to start and see if actually all these issues that we are seeing in the fields will impact the blooming season. Agronomists and technicians and researchers are kind of certain that we saw a lot of impacts because we saw the shape of the trees, and we had a problem very close to what we have this season, but last year. Because even with the 2024 middle season, the drought, it's during the hot winter. And we had not a hot winter as before. We have a colder winter, but we are experiencing hot days for the last 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
And I saw in the field the damage week after week are growing exponential. Because of that, because the temperatures are rising very fast because of the season that we are, but we are not seeing any kind of rain. So the stress of the plant is getting higher. I always, like I said, the gas tank of the plant. The plant is about getting energy and spend energy. It's just about that. How good is that during the
How efficient?
rainy season? Yeah, the rainy season, if the rain is good, we have more leaves. The leaves is the solar, how can I say that, capture energy? I forget the word.
The solar panel for the photosynthesis.
The solar panel, yeah, for the tree. So if are raining, the leaves are gonna grow and take more energy, more CO2 from the environment to make what the plant is, because most of the plant is carbon. So it's where we got yields, leaves, roots, the nutrients like nitrogen, magnesium is just a very small part of that. Most of the part comes from the environment for the carbon dioxide. That's why plants are so important. So if we have large panels, more energy is stored during the rainy season. After the rainy season stopped, like March usually or July, the plants start to work very well. One reason is because plants do not have a heart to pump the sieve. I forgot the word. Like
fluid.
the blood.
Yeah,
I forgot the word in English for that.
I don't know what the word is in English for that, but it's the fluid that goes up and down the plant.
Yeah, it's like our blood. So the plant do not have a pump for that. They use the water and the transpiration to do that. It's like to suck, it's not the can, oh my gosh.
Like through
I
a
forgot
straw.
the word. You like to a straw. It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's how the plant pumps the nitrogen, the nutrients, the hormones.
It gets sucked up from the ground.
Yeah.
Through the roots, up through the stem, into the leaves. Yep.
Exactly. So all the energy was stored until March. So we have the temperature getting lower, which is normal. So when the temperatures are close to 21 Celsius degrees, the plants almost stop to do photosynthesis. Even if we have water on the ground, there's not enough temperature to the coffee machine to work. So the energy is stored there. During the dry season, when we do harvest season, the temperatures usually are lower. So the plant engine do not spend a lot of energy because the temperatures are lower. So in that period, until June or July, we do not care so much about rain, because the engine of the plant is not using a lot of energy to work. They're kind of hibernate. Kind of that.
Yep.
So when the temperatures start to rise and we got no rain, what happens is the plants start to use that stored energy to survive. So they start to evaporate water from the leaves. Then the nutrients are come from the ground, and they start to do photosynthesis, and everything start again. When we have like a long period of time with no rain, even the plants see, okay, I cannot suck nutrients from the ground. And the nutrients, even they are a smaller part of the plant structure, they're very important to do all the process all on the trees, like vitamins. We do not eat 10 kilos of vitamin a month to survive, but they are very important to do some stuff in our body to survive. It's like the plant. They use a lot of carbon dioxide to survive, but they need these small parts of nutrients to grow and start to store energy again. With no rains like we have this season and last season, the plants are using that energy to survive. So break these energy stores that they have inside the branches, the roots, the trunk, so that the tank are getting lower and lower.
Right.
Until the point that when the blooming will come, will be an issue, to start again this engine, and you do not have enough energy to spend for this blooming season. That why we saw a big issue for the next season, because we experience all that I said to you. Sorry for the long explanation.
No, it's great. Go on.
But we already saw that. There's no secret about, there's no magic wand that will turn and put more energy inside the tree. The tree needs to put the leaves again, the solar panels again, capture lights again, and do it again in a short period of time, which is not possible. That's why we saw that 2026 will be not a great season as many people are expecting.
And I guess something that you were talking about there with regards to nutrients in the soil and no rain. So this is where soil quality plays a huge role. So
Yep.
even if there is rain, if you haven't got nutrients in the soil, and this is, I guess, why agrochemicals are important, right? Because if there's no nutrients in the soil, you have to synthetically add them to the soil so that when it does rain or you do have irrigation, that the roots can pick up the nutrients that you either add or are naturally bioavailable in the soil. They suck that up through into the roots, and then they can, am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, exactly. That is why we need these nutrients, because crops, in the nature, this process of nutrients availability, it's natural. In a forest, for instance, they just circle in the environmental, because we not take anything out of the nature in the natural environment. So all the nutrients are always circling in the environmental. But when we have a crop, every year we take part of the nutrient to sell it in ways of berries, beans, fruits, no matter. We take some nitrogen, some magnesium, and send to another place to someone to eat it.
But we don't restore it back into the soil.
Yeah, so that's why farmers need to restore it, no matter if we're using organic or synthetic. The issue with organic, it's the volumes of nutrients for organic is very low, so we need a lot of organic material to do it. And the process of availability of organic matter for nutrients is very low, in a low pace.
So it's not
so taking
bioavailable?
years, yeah, it takes more time to do it. That's why people use synthetic. It's like eating a vitamin instead of
having broccoli.
Yeah, for instance, yeah, it's like that.
Right.
And rain plays a very important role in organic nutrients, because the wetness of the soil that make the soil works, no matter if synthetic too, but for organic, it's a tragedy when they do not have water in order to decompose all the organic material and make this nutrient available for the plant. And what we are learning along the years, it's this organic part of the soil is not only important for nutrients, but more important to bring life to the soil, because we need fungi, bacteria to live in that soil. So we have a sterile soil with synthetic nutrients. The plant will not work as should be. So the organic part of the soil, it's very important to bring this life to the soil. That's why we saw growing movements like regenerative regenerative agriculture, because we start to understand better that organic matter is not just about nutrients, but about to bring dynamics to the soil that make plants many times resist more stress than a more sterile soil, And it's not about nutrients, it's about this soil dynamics that happens to keep like moisture, in order to the organic part of the soil keeps nutrients for more time in the soil. They works as a sponge to capture this, even the synthetic nutrients, they capture that and keep it for more time than a sterile soil. So it's very important to understand the soil dynamics. And for me, it's the key for the future for growing, for agriculture, to understand exactly this soil dynamics to grow coffee or grow any kind of crop in a way that in the future we still have some soil to grow some stuff.
So ecosystems are important more than monocropping, obviously. And, we talk a lot about resilient coffee farming. The series before this one airs is with 3 ecologists who spent time in Brazil. And their whole thing is talking about ecosystems and making sure that the ecosystems will bring them more into balance, and that's how we build resilient farms. In a year like 2026, with the harvest the way that it is and us, we can, as you were saying in the last episode or the first episode of this series, up until 2021, year on year, we saw that the yield of the harvest was going up predictably. After the frost, we have not seen that. We have seen the opposite of that trend, correct? And now again, we're seeing it with 2026. And what I'm wondering is, what are the main factors from a weather perspective that are contributing to how 2026 is playing out? I guess I want to ask you a question before that, if that's okay. Do we know for certain how bad the harvest is going to be? Or do we have just an idea?
In my opinion, and many agronomists, we know for certain, but they are very cautious. I don't know if it's the right word.
Cautious.
To say out loud, because we know how complicated it is to like talk about numbers and stuff. But if you came to Brazil, you will not need to be a specialist in coffee, in Arabicas. To say, always, it's important to say, we have to understand all we said, it's most related to Arabicas.
Right.
Because like Robustas have a totally better scenario than Arabicas.
Because they're more resilient.
In the area that they are now, it's like different. Have good rain. They have a awful trouble in 2012 and 2013 that they like lost almost of the yields because of a drought that happens there and not in the Arabica region.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's very different because of the wet mass came from another place. So we know that the season for sure is going to be down. We have like a line that all the agronomists are saying that understand coffee is market are expecting something close to 2020, which was
record year.
Huge season. But for sure will be not close
not
to
even
that.
Close.
It's easier to say that.
Well, and I guess where I was going with that is, I know you guys are expecting it's going to be a low year. Could it be worse than what you're expecting? Where I'm going.
I don't think so. I think, by the way, after 2021, the idea of low and good year, it's not work anymore. Yeah, because all these problems that we have is always the plants. It's waiting for a good year every year.
Right.
So that's why we saw the numbers. We take the statistics and the bars. We saw before something like that.
Right.
And now, like I said, we saw a flat line with the 55 millions of bags. Because the plant, it's what they can do, the plant could do.
Right.
And one reason is because if we not have a good year, that means they will not impact the next season. It's not like because of the physiology of the plant. We have a high year, the plant is stressed because of the crop that we harvested the season before. And the next season we have a low year because the plants need to put all the energy that was spent back, the leaves, everything, and then we have a good year again. But now every year is bad. So we not have like good off season and on season. It's just a matter of statistics, in my opinion, for now. We do not know which season will be better again because if we had a good rainy season and a normal winter and everything went well, we could have a good year in an off year, for instance, because of that.
And I guess one of the things, and I'll ask you the question I was going to ask you, but in the last episode, because I want to talk about weather in the last episode. But I guess one of the things that people are looking at, and when I say people, I mean everyone in agriculture, including coffee. But one of the things that scientists and farmers are looking at is varieties of different kinds of coffees under whether it's Arabica or it's Canephora or it's Liberica or whatever it is. People are really looking towards coffee genetics and varieties to understand, like, is this going to be the thing that saves us from the issues that are happening with climate? Because they're very real, whether you want to admit them or not or accept them or not, but the issues are very real. So we're going to talk about that in the 4th episode of this series, well, the role that varieties are going to play in navigating climate change, because we know that the harvest of 2025 is less than expected. We expect, and all the indicators are showing us, that the harvest for 2026 is less than expected. And both of those harvests, the issue was weather. So if this is, from 2021 all the way through to 2026, weather has been a major influence on the result of the harvest. So something's got to give, otherwise we're going in the wrong direction with regards to our yields for our industry. So join us in the next episode where we're going to talk about that. Peace, love, and peanut butter. Have an amazing rest of your day. This episode is part of a 5-part series produced by Mapper Forward. Check the full playlist and guest details in the show notes, as well as how you can support our work in the coffee industry. Become a premium YouTube subscriber, explore our Patreon and any brands we've partnered with to bring you this podcast. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really does help us grow our audience.